Okay, let's talk about the job interview. You know, it's so much more than just a question and answer session. It's really your chance to be the hero of your own career story. See, the goal isn't just about having the right answers. It's about connecting all those answers into one powerful narrative. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to do that, how to craft that perfect story.
So how do you talk about yourself in a high-stakes job interview? It's the question at the very heart of it all, isn't it? That classic, "So, tell me about yourself." And bam, the spotlight is on you, and you're supposed to just, summarize your entire professional life in a few sentences? Yeah, it can be super nerve-wracking. But what if I told you that with the right framework, you can totally turn that pressure into a powerful presentation of who you are and what you bring to the table?
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to tackle this in 4 key parts. First up, the language of education, getting that foundation right. Then we'll talk about framing your journey, turning facts into a story. After that, we'll dive into the language of experience. And finally, the big one, proving your impact with cold, hard numbers.
Okay, so first up, the language of education. Let's start with your foundation, right? Your education. The words you choose here really matter. They're not just, labels on a piece of paper. Think of them as the first building blocks of your professional story. They set the tone for confidence and professionalism right from the get-go.
Okay, let's talk about the word major. Here's a super simple but really powerful trick for you. Instead of saying something passive like, "My major was business," try using the active verb, "I majored in business." It seems like a small change, right? But it makes you sound way more decisive, like you were totally in control of your choices. Next up, the minor. Now, your minor is like your secret weapon in an interview. Seriously, it's where you get to show off your unique blend of skills. Think about it. Pairing a business major with a psychology minor, that tells an interviewer you don't just get spreadsheets, you get people. It adds this really cool strategic layer to your whole story. And then there's course of study. Now, this is a powerful phrase. It completely reframes your degree. It's no longer just a list of classes you had to take. It becomes this deliberate, intentional path you chose. Using this phrase immediately signals that you were strategic about your education. And trust me, that's a quality every single employer is looking for.
All right, so now we've got the right words, but how do we actually weave them together into a story that grabs their attention? Well, this next part is all about framing your journey. This is where you connect all the dots for the interviewer and show them that your path, your education, it was all intentional.
Just take a look at this example. It's perfect. I chose this course of study for 2 reasons. See how it's not just stating facts, it's giving the why. It connects the practical, marketable skills from a major with the essential interpersonal skills from a minor. This shows a really deep understanding of what it actually takes to succeed professionally. So really, the key is to follow this simple 4-step roadmap. First, state your degree and any honors you got. Easy. Second, explain your course of study, that big picture. Third, justify your choices. Give them the why. And fourth, and this one is so important, show them that your learning didn't just stop the second you got your diploma. Now, when you talk about being a continuous learner, the verbs you use matter a lot. Don't say, "I try to learn new things." Instead say, "I strive to learn." Strive is just so much stronger. It signals this deep, ongoing commitment. It's a proactive mindset that, let's be honest, employers absolutely love to see. Just look at how strive changes everything in this sentence. I also strive to keep my professional skills current. It tells the interviewer that going to seminars isn't just something you do passively. No, it's part of a dedicated strategy for your own professional growth. It's a word that just radiates ambition. Okay, awesome. We've laid a really strong foundation with your education. Now let's build on it with your professional experience. And guess what? The goal here is exactly the same. We need to move beyond just a boring list of duties and start talking about your actual impact.
Have you worked in a bunch of different roles or even different industries? You might worry that your resume looks a little scattered. Well, the phrase for you is breadth of experience. It's perfect. It turns what might seem random into a powerful story about your versatility and your incredibly wide range of skills.
And just like we talked about with your education, strong action verbs are absolutely key. I mean, look at these words. You didn't just do stuff, you supervised, you coordinated, you implemented, you pursued. These aren't just descriptions of tasks, okay? They are declarations of your leadership and your ownership. All right, this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important part of your story. It is not enough to just say what you did. You have to show what you achieved. This is how you prove your value. This is how you make yourself completely unforgettable to that hiring manager.
So here's the golden rule, the one thing you need to remember. Be specific, and whenever you possibly can, use numbers. Numbers just cut through all the noise. Why? Because they transform your claims from, opinions into cold, hard facts. Numbers are the language of business, and they are your undeniable proof of value. Take a look at this number, 5%. On its own, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? But in an interview, a specific number like this can be your single most powerful piece of evidence. Let's see exactly how. And boom, here's the magic. Saying something vague like, I improved customer satisfaction. I mean, that's fine, but it's pretty forgettable. But saying, we lowered our turn rate to about 5%, now that is concrete. That is a real achievement. The interviewer can immediately see the value you brought. It's specific, it's measurable, and it is incredibly impactful.
So the big takeaway here is to always connect your actions to the bottom line. Don't just stop at saying you lowered the churn rate. Explain how the initiatives you implemented had a direct impact on revenue. This shows you're not just someone who gets tasks done. It shows you're a strategic thinker who really understands the business.
So, as we wrap things up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. What is the one number that defines your success? If you had to pick just one number, one metric, one specific result that really showcases your greatest professional achievement, what would it be? Because figuring that out for yourself, that's the very first step to telling a story that doesn't just get you the interview, it gets you the job.